What's up, guys? I just taking a lunch here from work, working from home today. Running to the parts store to go get some more stuff. I was at O'Reilly's and AutoZone yesterday, and well, I've been in AutoZone 3 times in the last, I don't know, 2 days, and they keep giving me the wrong stuff. So I'm gonna go head out to bumper and get what I need. I just need I got my brake line. I just need a flare or an adapter to go from the smaller brake line to the larger ended flare there. So I'm gonna go try and find that. I just need that to finish running my brake lines. I think I have just about everything else. I got a little list here. I need some more nuts and bolts at Ace, and then I need some CLR to clean out my valve covers and my oil pan and all that. So I just want to do a video in the meantime. The daily is very loud right now, so hopefully you guys can hear me. I want to do a video in the meantime, just kind of about me and the car. Some of you know who I am. My name's Mitch, 24, and I'm currently working about an hour away from home, so it's making my restoration a little bit difficult on the days that I'm not working from home. So yeah, I'm 24. I'm an application support administrator. I do mostly IT work. Always wanted to do car stuff, but just didn't feel that the money was there when I started going to college for the lifestyle that I wanted to live moving forward. So I pursued my second hobby, which was just computers and everything electronics. And here I am, tends to get the job done. So that's a little bit about me, I guess. A little bit about the Rambler. I'm sure a lot of you guys say, why a Rambler? Why, out of everything you can do, why would you build a 327 with like the world's worst heads? Well, my grandpa actually owned the car for about 15 years. I think it was in a dry storage. I don't know how dry it actually was. It was a pretty humid garage. But then he passed away in a semi-accident about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago now. And when we were going through his stuff, we found the car. And we also found some tractors and stuff. My cousin took interest in the tractors and kind of is working on that. And I saw the car and I was like, hey, this isn't really my kind of car. I was big into the LS engines. Just about anything fuel injected, which is what I was doing at the time. But I saw this car and I thought, since it was a truck accident, I never really got to say goodbye. It was a tough thing for me, so I thought I would take the car and I would kind of make it in his memory. So that's really what the car is a restoration project and a tribute to him. So that's why I started working on the car. Really, the car has got me extremely interested in carbureted vehicles. I haven't really dealt with them before. My first vehicle was a 1995 Dodge Ram with the 360. It was fuel injected. Then I got my red Monte Carlo that you guys have probably seen on my old channel. Fuel injected again. Just a good high school car. And then once I graduated college, I got my Trans Am, which I had always wanted. I always wanted the WS6. So I got that. And love the thing. It's one of my favorite cars ever. Just to go fast, lots of torque, straight line mentality. It's really cool, in my opinion. So I got that, and then I saw this little Rambler, and I was like, oh, carbureted. I haven't done that before. That'd be kind of cool to dig into. So I did that. I bought it off my grandpa's estate. I got a pretty good price on it for a car that was not running or driving. Started working on it. It took about 4 weekends, I think. Ran all new brake lines, rebuilt the car, plugs, wires, got the motor to turn, and I think fired it up one day, did a little burnout in the driveway, and decided she was good to drive home. So drove her home, stored it for the winter because that was in fall time when I started working on it. And next winter, actually, what I had all last summer with the car, I finally got plates on it. And drove it around for a little bit, and then the valve seals gave out because I was too far away from a gas station that didn't have ethanol in their 93. And older motors don't like that, as most of you guys know. So just started smoking and burning a lot of oil, a last year, or actually this spring, I was driving it around and it was consuming about a quart of oil for every 500 miles, and I just decided, enough was enough. So I parked it, pulled the motor with my buddy, had the motor sitting for a while as I was kind of working on some little stuff in the Rambler, and then I realized I was running out of time, and my goal was to have it done and driving before snow flies, so snow falls. So I decided to kind of kick it into gear about 5 weeks ago when I started these vlogs, and yeah, it's just been a ton of work ever since. It's my first restoration project. That's why I'm kind of doing the vlogs. I like everybody's input. I haven't gotten a whole lot of input yet. I got a lot more input on the forums, and I hope to get some more input here as the channel grows, but I figure with time. But I think it's going well. Just hoping to have that motor back in here in the next, I don't know, week and a half or so. We gotta, once we get those heads back, we gotta order the push rods, and yeah, then we should have it pretty much back together, and hoping everything goes in as planned. I have all new motor mounts, all new everything. I feel like I'm very prepared, but there's always that one thing that goes wrong, so that's kind of where I'm at now. Really kind of hoping I can do something like, I'm hoping for 300 horse at the wheels. Those head designs are so crappy and the valves are very small, so we'll see where we get. 300 at the wheels would be awesome, making it kind of, in terms of quickness, equal with the Trans Am would be really cool for a car that age, I think. But getting it running and getting it running well is a little bit of more importance to me at this time. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I wanted to give you guys an update. Kind of thought I'd introduce myself. Some of you guys don't really know who I am. Some of you guys do. I have a few friends that are watching my vlogs and stuff. So I finally got what I want here. I've been running around. I have this stupid little thing I showed you guys earlier. I went to AutoZone 2 or 3 times. They gave me the wrong thing each time. Pretty much told me I was wrong when I told them that it was the incorrect piece. But they were giving me ones with like a closed end, so it's just a new nut to put on a brand new line that I would have to flare on my own. So that obviously wasn't going to work for these pre-flared lines that I was using. So I just went into bumper to bumper, and I found one right here. This is perfect. It looks a lot better than what I was using before. And yeah, so I can go and get the brake lines finished today. Get that all sorted out. Be on my window or something. And then hopefully tonight I can bench bleed the Master. I'm not actually going to bench bleed it. I find it a little easier to do the same method as bench bleed, but put it on the Master, put it on the brake booster, and just pump from inside. Especially since I have it painted, I don't have to worry about screwing up the paint in a vise or anything. So I'm going to get that finished today, hopefully finish running the rear line to the split in the rear. It actually splits in the rear end, if I recall, so just going to run it to the rear hose. And from there, I should be able to bleed everything, get the brakes going again, which will make it a lot easier moving the car. And I think I have like 2 or 3 more wire looms to add to the engine bay, and that should get us to being completely ready for that motor to go back in. So that's exciting. You guys will see that here soon. But yeah, so guys, I just wanted to do this video to kind of give you an idea of why I was doing this car, why I chose, didn't really choose, but why I was doing a 66 AMC Rambler. A lot of the classic guys love the car. I knew nothing about AMC prior to this, so I'm getting to learn a lot about a new car company, lots of new makes and models, and I'm just getting to meet a lot of really cool guys. The AMC guys are awesome. They'll really do anything for you just to see that project back on the road again. Yeah, so that's a little overview of why I have the car, why I'm working on this car, and just really why I'm going to keep going forward with it and get it done. I'm going to do it for my grandpa, going to do it for my family, and it'll be done. It'll take time, but it'll be done. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll be sure to post more content here soon. Thanks, guys.